why does kid-safe technology and digital wellness matter?
Well, there's actually a really poignant story that occurred early in the development of what we're doing that kind of typifies that. Because a lot of people will say, hey, we're an Apple family. I can just turn on Apple controls.
I hear that so much.
And early in the development of our company, I was on the phone with someone who he was a business contact, but he literally got emotional on the phone. And I said, hey, tell me what's wrong. What's going on? And he said, where were you 3 years ago? And he went on to tell the story of a 12-year-old boy at the time who had badgered for a phone. And his parents got him a flip phone. Great choice to start, And then he badgered for an iPhone, and they gave in. And he, as he told the story, he said 2 weeks later, my son was heavily addicted to pornography. 2 months after that, he was sending inappropriate pictures back and forth with girls at school. Then he got onto social media and was connected with a drug dealer. He got onto marijuana. And at the 6-month point, this young man was dealing drugs in the church parking lot during Sunday school.
That's insane.
And my friend said we went from having the sweetest family life you can imagine to a living hell. Yeah. And I knew him well enough that I said, hey, I feel really badly. I'm sorry that you dealt with all this. But let me ask you, why on earth did you not have the parental controls on that iPhone enabled?
Right.
And this is the poignant part. He said, Bill, I thought I did.
Yeah.
And they're just, some of these systems that out there are not infallible, and they provide a false sense of security.
Yes.
And so we stood back and said, hey, we're going to do this a lot more effectively.
Yeah.
Since that time, we've had parents that have had our phone and the software installed, and they have thanked us profusely because we've been able to prevent the child from sending inappropriate pictures or receiving inappropriate pictures. And in some very sensitive cases, they've been made aware that the child was considering self-harm.
Yeah.
And we were able to alert them. Otherwise, they would have never known.
I'm glad you brought up the sending piece of that. Because, with our content filtering, we absolutely block anything that's inappropriate from coming in.
Right.
And you can set the sensitivity of that. So if it's nudity, automatically it's going to be blocked. But even from there, you can set the sensitivity, which is pretty unique.
Right.
But it's not just the incoming stuff. You see in the news the tragic stories of kids who get extorted after they've sent an inappropriate picture of themselves.
It's true.
If with our content filtering turned on, they can't.
Right.
And it's going to be intercepted.
And nobody else does that.